Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing a little bit, well, it's basically a different series. So we're going to be having a look at two-stroke engines and four-stroke engines and the differences and which is better at the moment. So let's start off with two-stroke engines. A stroke means it's one, so one and then two. It's basically the piston going up and down, or one rotation, or a rotation of the piston means it's one stroke. So four-stroke engine has four rotations of the piston, when a two-stroke engine has two rotations of the piston. So let's talk about its major points. Step one, as we can see here, is it intakes all the air. So it goes up, the piston goes up, all the air comes in. Now all this air is underneath of the piston. Meaning on the second stage, when the piston comes down, this little bit, the transport valve it's called, or the transport port as it's commonly referred to, the valve opens, allowing the air to go into the main chamber. So the piston goes down, squeezes all the air out, the air comes out above the piston. Now what happens here is it gets ignited as soon as it gets into the chamber of the cylinder. The spark plug fires, meaning it explodes as soon as the temperature. We'll be talking about that in a different time, but yeah, temperature's when the spark plug ignites. So it ignites the fuel and air, and then as the piston goes back up, it pushes all of this air out of the exhaust valve. So let's just do a quick recap. Air flows in, piston goes down, squeezes air into the cylinder, and then the piston pushes the burnt fuel and air out of the exhaust port. Now, for a four-stroke engine, it has four stages. It has the intake, it has the compression, it has the ignition or power stroke, and it has the exhaust stroke. So, on one, that's called the upstroke, and that's called the downstroke, by the way. The piston goes up, upstroke, piston goes down, downstroke. Anyway, so moving on to four-stroke. The first stroke is the intake, so the piston goes down, drawing all the air in. The second stage is compression. It squeezes all that fuel and air together to create a nice, tight, flammable fluid. We'll be talking about compression ratios and bore and stroke in another video as well. On the third stroke, what is the power stroke, is all of this compressed air gets ignited by the spark plug, meaning it drops the piston down. So it's up here, explosion, as you'll expect. And then on the fourth stroke is the exhaust. So the piston comes back up, so bang, and then back up and pushes all the exhaust fumes out, technically. So, which is more efficient, two-stroke or four-stroke? Now, you might think two strokes are more efficient because it uses less strokes than the four-stroke engine, but it's actually not. Two-stroke engines have a few flaws. First thing, oil and fuel are mixed together in the two-stroke. However, in the four-stroke, oil is lubricated elsewhere, and it isn't combined with fuel. So, hold on, sorry for this, my phone is absolutely going mental. Right, so, this means it is the oil gets burned, meaning less lubrication is caused, or is done on the two-stroke. This causes a few problems, meaning the piston sometimes it goes less fast, since there's less lubrication. And the third thing is a thing called detonation. That's when the fuel explodes outside of the cylinder. It actually happens in the exhaust exhaust manifold. You know them boy racers with the flames popping out the back? Yeah, that's not healthy. That's called detonation. And that's purely because of the different boiling points and burning points of the oil and fuel and air. Fuel and air have roughly the same boiling point or explosion point since they're compressed. However, oil has a totally different one. That's why it happens outside of the cylinder. This leads to less efficiency. Around 70% of the potential energy that can be converted into power in a two-stroke engine is converted into power. That means 30% is wasted on either heat or friction. However, four-stroke engines, they have a 90% efficiency, meaning 90% of the fuel actually gets used as properly, and only 10% gets used as heat and friction. Now, thermal efficiency does come into this, but I'm not going to talk about it now because it's too complicated. Now, also, two-stroke engines tend to be a lot bigger just because they need an intercooler to cool it down. And it doesn't have compression, meaning the fuel in air isn't, well, it is compressed down here, but it isn't fully compressed compared to four-stroke engines where they are compressed. Now, all of these problems with the two-stroke engine leads manufacturers to produce four-stroke engines, and that is commonly being used now, four-stroke engines. And I don't think it's going to change in the near future. However, people are looking for better ways to do the two-stroke engine or manufacture the two-stroke engine. Now, rotary engines are basically extinct, but them are three-stroke engines. Well, they're four, but I wouldn't class it as a four. But them are similar to two-stroke engines, how they were massive, but then they just fell off the face of the earth. So I think that's it. That's all that I need to talk about. So there's four strokes in a four-stroke engine. The intake, the compression, the power stroke, and the exhaust stroke. And there's only two strokes in a two-stroke engine, the down and the upstroke. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be doing more engineering videos in the future. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye.